Hello.
I have never seen a movie like that. And I can't say, I've seen a lot of movies in my day. I've seen many films, and you've done something that no one else has ever done before. Tell me, when you first started, what was the idea, and then how did it transform into what you've been showing us?
When I started, it was in 2016. At the time, Ulfa was on TV talking about the story of her daughters. At some point in the movie, you see archives of this period. So I've heard an interview, and I had a kind of impulsion. Like, I called the journalist. I told him, give me her number. I want to do a movie. What movie? How I will tell the story? I hadn't any idea. So I met with her at the time when she told the story of her daughter on the media. She had a lot of she was insulted on social media. You are a monster. Your daughters are a monster. And when I called her, she told me, "I'm done with journalists. I don't." So I told her, I'm not a journalist, so it's okay. And I started to know them. Sorry, my English is not good, so I hope you'll understand me. At the time, the idea was to do a normal documentary. It doesn't mean anything normal. I mean, a fly-on-the-wall documentary. I was about to film...
More of a verite.
Yeah. To film Ulfa and the two daughters at their home, but I felt quickly that it wasn't okay because the story is very complicated, and at the time they weren't ready. The girls were still young. They went out of the center at this period, you know, the center they are talking about in the movie. They had a therapist appointed by the government, but they didn't like their therapist. So with the production, we thought maybe we can give them a better therapist. And Ulfa also followed a therapy. I filmed a little bit at the time, but it wasn't good. And I thought that it's a very hard, complicated story. I can't tell it in this way. And I had no idea how to tell it. Then I went to do another movie, a fiction, The Man Who Sold His Skin.
Congratulations. That was an Oscar-nominated movie.
So then, after the nomination for the Oscar, everybody was telling me, "What is your next movie? What is your next movie?" And I was thinking about this project. So when I tell them it's a documentary in Tunisia, people were like disappointed. You know, it's like, no way, you should do something bigger. Anyway, so this project was challenging me. And to make long story short, I was thinking that I need to understand why. This was my first intention to do this movie. And to understand why, I had to summon the past. So how to summon the past? There is a well-known cliche on documentary, which is reenactment, which I don't like. You know, Hitchcock say it's better to start with a cliche than to end up with one. So I said I'll take this cliche and I'll hijack it, and I'll use it in a Brechtian way, so I can summon the past, but also question this past, because when I work with actors, they ask a lot of questions. So I came up with this device where we are in the memory, we can go outside of the memory, question it. So it can show the multi-layered aspect of this story.
So was it difficult to talk them into this? You had to convince them to participate in this whole thing, the mother and the two daughters.
They what?
You needed to persuade them to go along with what you wanted to do.
No, this wasn't really difficult because they have. I mean, from the beginning, Ulfa wanted to tell the story of her daughter. When I met her, it wasn't good in the news and on the talk show, but she had this desire. She wanted to tell this story, and as you can tell, they are both the mother and the daughters a natural born storyteller. You know.
Ulfa is a good actress.
Yeah, and the daughter also. So we started shooting this movie in 2021, and on all those years we became very close. So I was like sharing with them all my doubts about what I filmed. It's not good. What I want to do, and we had this strong relationship. I became, you know, very close to them because they were like persona non grata even by their family because their sisters. So they have no one to talk to, and I was the only person that wasn't judging them or.
So how did it sort of evolve so that you had the actors talking about what was going on with the real people and having this dialogue going back and forth? That is the most interesting part for me. And sometimes you were able to get to amazing emotional moments with the girls as they were watching and as they were discussing. And the other question is, what is the responsibility that you felt for what trauma was being reenacted by the girls?
I was scared all the time because you can tell that this is a minefield film. So what I did, I mean, after being sure that they are ready after all those years of treatment, what we did is that we tried to create on this set a very safe space for them. So I wanted to reduce at the maximum the crew, to have a feminine crew, a very caring crew, and we did a lot of meeting before the shooting. So the set, you know, on shooting, it's place of tension sometimes, ego, and so we wanted to get rid of all this, and we wrote together a kind of contract to avoid all those things. So to create a safe space, because I knew that it's a movie about introspection, and I mean it was great. The set was very very intense emotionally, and also they, as I said, they were open to talk about a lot of things. There are a lot of things that I didn't keep in the movie. The first rough cut was about 5 hours.
Wow. How long were you shooting?
I shot 4 weeks. But I had 2 cameras, and then every day, like we say, today we will shoot this memory of the family, you know. So we arrive, and I tell them, go ahead, tell the memory as you remember it to the actor. Try to reenact it with them. The actor can ask question, and then we start shooting, you know. And many times we start at a point and we finish at another point, and yeah.
So I was fascinated by the 2 girls, Tassir and Aya. You know, they're very different, and they come to emotional moments at different places and different times. What do you think was really going on with them?
You mean in the movie or?
No, in their heads.
While
what the impact of the movie was on them.
After, you mean after?
During.
Huh?
During.
It was. I think when I started shooting, I underestimated the therapeutic aspect of the movie because they don't was the moment where they could tell their mother stuff, you know, because in general, Olfa speaks and they don't speak, you know. And when we start shooting, Aya was fighting with her mother. It was like, I don't want to hear about you anymore. Their relationship was very difficult. And we see them in the movie kissing. And so during the shooting, they had the possibility to tell their mother stuff, and she was obliged by the set and the presence of the other actors to hear them and to understand also. So it changed a lot their relationship. They are very close now. And then when they saw the movie, they were really happy about it. I was scared because it's not an easy movie, as you can see. I mean, Olfa was telling me, I know that I'll be horrible. She was like, but when she saw the movie, I'm not only horrible, you know, she said. So she was happy about it because...
I love the way the actors would relate with the real people. They were judging. The woman who plays Olfa was judging her.
Yeah, but Olfa, she's not like intimidated by the actress, you know. So there is this fascinating relationship because this actress is a kind of star in the region, you know, in the Middle East. She's well known and Olfa is fan of her. And you have very different type of women, but on the set, their relationship were equal to equal because Olfa is someone that is not intimidated by other people. And the actress also have a strong character, so she was willing to tell her truth, and they were laughing about it. So I found it really amazing. And also the two actresses and the two daughters, they became sister quickly, you know, like a sisterhood done by the cinema. They become close, and they are close till now.
So were you writing scripts that they were acting, and then they were commenting on while they were acting? I'm curious about that.
No, there was no script. As I told you, I had like bullet point of the memories because you know, during all those years, I learned a lot about their life. And so I have like, today we'll shoot the memory when Taysir took a photo of her leg and her mother thought that it's something else. So this is the memory. And then I let them, you know, interact with each other. So there was no script.
It was wonderful. I loved that. And then you have this one guy playing all the men. I love that too. Poor guy.
Great.
He gets upset. You make him shoot up, and the girl is crying, and he leaves. What happened there?
What happened that the actor, because this movie wasn't an easy part for the actors, because the actors are not, they are out of their comfort zone here. They are used to have a character on screenplay. So here they have all the weight of reality, and the actor don't know the girls, not like me. He don't have all the background. So he was playing the part of the stepfather, and I told Aya, tell him whatever you want. It was like this, the scene, you know. So Aya started, and for her it was very important, you know, to say those words to... The actor was panicking because for him, he's not a therapist, he's just an actor. So what to do with this kind of confession? And all of us were like lost, and I felt that I was scared, you know, and the person reassuring all of us was Aya. So it was amazing because you have this young girl telling us, let's do this scene. I need this scene, you know. You tell him to come. We must do this scene. And then she said this incredible sentence, tell him I'm an actress. This is just a dialogue, so he can help me, you know. So. But
you probably had to talk him into coming back at some point yourself.
No, we talked outside as he asked, you know, and he told me I'm not what can I do with this? It's very, very tough things to hear, and I can't say anything to them. I was like lost, so I can't do the scene. We told him, yeah, I understand.
So what's interesting about this movie in terms of the rules of documentary, which you kind of break, but in a way you don't. I mean, there's nothing fictional. There's nothing made up. I mean, it's interesting that you went and shot the actors as the women in Libya, you know, with the child. That was an interesting choice to make. Was that something you debated?
Yeah, as you said, it's a documentary because when we say actor, we think about fiction, but even the actors here are playing themselves. I mean, they are saying we are actor and we think this and we think this. And about the shots at the end in Libya, it was because I wanted to shoot. I was in contact with two sisters on the phone because they have access in jail. On the phone, and I knew from the beginning that I want to end up with a little girl, you know, because she's in a very, how to say, absurd situation. You feel the absurdity of the existence. She don't have paper. The Tunisian government don't, you know, do anything. So I talked a lot with her mother, and we were about to go to shoot in Libya. But they called us like the day before, telling us, don't come, you are not welcome. We had like an authorization to shoot in the jail. So there was a fixer waiting for us in Libya. I told him, listen, they don't allow us to come. Go and see if you can meet them. So he brought to me those 3 shots we see in the end.
So those are the real women?
Yeah.
All righty then. Okay. I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure what they were.
No, they are the real Rahman Ghufran and...
Fantastic. So I'm sure so here's where I was going. So in Cannes, I think it's very significant that you won Best Documentary at Cannes. I mean, in that context, all the people who were voting for what was the best documentary in Cannes gave it to this movie. So they think it's a great documentary. And so do I. All right. So does anyone up there want to ask a question? Just yell. Anybody? We can. Yes, in the back.
What religion they were following in Tunisia?
What?
What religion they were following in Tunisia?
What religion were they following in Tunisia? The family?
Yeah.
They're Muslim.
Because most of the time in the film they say God, God, God. So I was just wondering, not Allah.
Yeah, I mean, Muslim also believe in God.
Okay.
When we saw the scenes of the 2 sisters talking to the stepfather, but we never sort of see the mother rectify with the I guess the evilness of the man that she chose. Did you choose to not include those scenes in the film, or does she still not accept that her partner?
We have only one shot where she's staring like very affected. Because I shot stuff, I mean, I shot also the stepfather and the father. They were, you know, like on the set, and the stepfather almost recognized what he did, you know, on one of the interview. But I made the choice to cut them out of the movie.
Why?
Because I want to film people that I like or I find interesting. So they was...
And you had a feminine energy going.
Yeah, and also it's not good for them, you know, because it's almost like they are accused, so showing their face and accusing them of being a bad father. And so I wanted to understand the dynamic, but then I cut them out. So for Olfa, she knew all this. I mean, she's in this deep feeling of culpability and shame, because for the first time she allowed herself to fall in love, and she was punished for this. So for her, it's very difficult, even to speak about it. So I choose just to put this shot where she's silent without adding words.
Exactly what did the stepfather do to the girls?
What?
What did he do? Yeah.
He harassed them. He didn't rape them.
That's what I wanted to know.
Yeah.
That's okay. Any more questions up there? All right, over here. Thank you. It's hard to see.
I noticed there wasn't many shots of the city and landscapes. We just see them on the roof a little bit, and I wanted to know more about that choice, and if it was, a reflection of kind of what their life is like, because they can't go out public because of what their sisters did.
What was the question?
I think she wanted to know what your choice was in terms of the sets and how much of the real city and the real locations you wanted to show.
Yeah, the set. As I said, I wanted to reduce everything to the minimum, because for me the movie is an introspective journey. It's about memory. So the set wasn't important for me. I mean, the authenticity of the set. And if I wanted authentic set, I knew that I would need more, bigger crew, and so I wanted a place where we can move quickly. So we found this hotel. It's an hotel, very cheap hotel in the old city of Tunis. It's called Eiffel Tower Hotel, because it was constructed at the same time when the Eiffel Tower in Paris was constructed. So it's very old, and at some point was a brothel in the 60s, and now it's like a very cheap hotel. And I loved the colors of the place. So, and it reminds me some places where Ulfa and her daughter lived, So it was the perfect place to shoot the movie without going from one place to another, or making construction and huge, things where I need a lot of technician. I didn't want this.
Okay, go ahead.
What do the daughters think of the film? The two younger daughters.
The youngest or the oldest? Okay. So when I started editing, because before I did another documentary entitled Zainab Hates the Snow, where I followed a mother and her daughter during 6 years. And since it's their story, I told them to watch the editing, So this was the final scene in the movie, them watching the past 6 years of their life. So I told myself, I will do the same thing with Ulfa and her daughter. I told them, do you want to see the editing? So surprisingly, they told me, if you want us to decide the editing, you will be obliged to do 3 movies, one for every one of them. I told them, no, I don't want to do this. So they told me, we trust you. I mean, their trust was enormous. So when we finished the movie and we learned that the movie will be premiered at Cannes, which is huge, so I told them, now you have to watch the movie. And Ulfa told me, no, I'll watch it with the audience. I told her, no, Ulfa, you don't know. It's Lumière Theater. You have 2,000 persons. We'll do a red carpet. It's crazy stuff, You have to watch the film before. So as I said, no, in the beginning she told me, I'm horrible, I'll not watch it. So she sent A and Taysir to watch it, and they loved it. They were like, thank you for giving us a voice, for filming us in such way. They loved the way they were filmed, and how their voice is being heard, So then they said to Ulfa, come, you are and for the other 2 sisters, they are still in jail, so they didn't show the movie, but their sisters describe it to them, the movie, like shot by shot on the phone. So
they're all in touch on the telephone.
yeah.
That's incredible. So is this being shown in Tunisia? Has it already opened there?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
how did it do?
Great. I mean,
and it's the official submission for the Oscar, which is a big deal.
Also, so no, it's still
Your
in theater.
second time?
Yeah, it's still in theater in Tunisia. So,
and it'll be opening here very soon. What's the opening date? Do you have one?
In New York, it was yesterday, and here it's the 3rd of November.
In theaters. Excellent.
Yeah.
All right, Kino Lorber. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.